Evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Happy Lunar New Year. Happy eclipse season. So many things are happening. I'm hearing an echo. Are you hearing an echo? Yeah, something's going on with the sound. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. Oh, yeah, this is sorry about this. I'm not sure what's going on. This is sorry about this. Okay, I switched my mic. Hopefully that works. Okay. If you're viewing live right now, can you let me know if you hear an echo? If you don't hear it, then I will just press on. Do. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Welcome to Daydreaming Out Loud. I get it. I hear it now. I know what was happening. Sorry about that. I had a couple of windows open, so I think it was playing my own voice back to me. So I figured it out. My apologies. Thank you for your patience and grace. Welcome to Daydreaming Out Loud. This is a space where we get to practice living in the world that we're still building. Everything that we can taste, touch, see, smell, hear, it all started as an idea. It all was born of someone's imagination. So we cannot dismiss daydreaming as a waste of time or something that only kids get to do, right? Like when we do that, we effectively disconnect ourselves from the power of possibility. And without belief in the possibilities, we lose hope. And hope fuels our future, and it is the foundation of innovation. Hope is what inspires us to spark change. So every new moon, we gather here to activate our collective imagination and to daydream out loud together. A new moon for me is a beautiful opportunity to set intentions and to grow with the vision as the moon grows in its illumination. It's a great time to reset and begin again if that is something that feels like the right next move for you. And so, what I would invite us to do in this space, first and foremost, is to get whatever you need to feel comfy. So, if you want to lay down, if you want to drink some water, if you want to bring your snacks, whatever it is, I encourage you to make yourself at home, even if you're not at home, just to create a sense of comfort and ease. And as much as this is a space for us to create, in our mind's eye what it is we want to experience in the world, this is also a space for us to get grounded, to turn our focus inward, and allow ourselves to, just for a moment, take a rest from some of the urgency and even maybe chaos that is happening out in the world. So, whatever you need to feel comfortable, I'm going to invite us in just a moment to take a couple of collective deep breaths. But I do that, I want to talk a little bit about today's topic. We are talking today about embracing the unknown. Whatever it is you're doing, whoever it is you're being, whatever it is you're creating, there are going to be moments where you can't always see all the way through to the end. And sometimes that can feel scary. Sometimes that can cause us to question, to doubt, and even create a little bit of anxiety or worry around whether or not we should keep going. And it has been my experience that oftentimes we don't need to know the full story to keep walking the journey. And so this is about creating some comfort and ease around entering seasons of unknown, seasons of uncertainty. This is about expanding our capacity to sit with that discomfort, right? And this is about getting familiar with it and embracing it as a natural and necessary part of the process of creating something new. Whenever you're building something new, especially if it's something that you see first only in your mind before you can create it out in the world, there's going to be moments where there's blind spots, where you cannot see what's next or you do not know where you'll end up. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going the wrong way or that you should stop, turn around, or quit, right? And so this is the space where I want to expand our capacity to sit with that discomfort, to trust ourselves to continue to navigate and move forward, to believe in the truth that we see that caused us to walk this journey in the first place, and to continue to build the vision even when we can only see just a few steps ahead, right? So that is the intention for today. We are talking about embracing the unknown. And in this space, I'm just going to call for an opportunity for us to notice what comes up when we think about the unknown, to get curious about those feelings, sensations, thoughts, beliefs that reveal themselves in those moments, to invite us to lean in again, trust, right, ourselves. And even when there are some unknowns, there is usually something that we can cling to that does give us a sense of familiarity or comfort. And so this is also going to be an opportunity to call those things to the forefront and use them as anchors that can keep us grounded again in those moments of uncertainty. So I invite you, wherever you are, if it feels safe and comfortable for you to do so, to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale it out through your mouth. Let's go two more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Before we begin, I want to share an affirmation with you. This is an affirmation that I say to myself every single day, and it is what keeps me grounded in the truth of who I am, despite, again, what's going on around me. And I think it's important to ground us in something that can feel anchoring, like a truth that is unchanging and immovable, so that when we do float off into the distance and of our minds through this daydreaming practice, we have something that keeps us feeling tethered to our truth. And so I'm going to share with you something that I say to myself that far exceeds any title, label, position, or expectation that exists out in the world for who I get to be and what I get to do and have, right? And it's solely just about the truth of who I am. So I'm going to say this affirmation, And then I'm going to invite you to repeat after me. So I'll say it first. You listen. If it feels true, if it resonates, if it feels like something you want to also declare, then I will repeat it and you can follow along. So, my existence is a physical manifestation of a divine intention. Everything I think, everything I say, everything I do, and everything I am is a singular expression of an infinite source. I am an ever evolving emanation of the creative genius that is God. I embody the deepest truth, the highest wisdom, and the grandest love. So, again, I'll repeat this affirmation, and if any of that feels true, then I invite you to repeat after me. My existence is a physical manifestation of a divine intention. Everything I think, everything I say, everything I do, and everything I am is a singular expression of an infinite source. I am an ever evolving emanation of the creative genius that is God. I embody the deepest truth, the highest wisdom, and the grandest love. I hope that if you recited that or your own affirmation or whatever it is you are doing and however it is you are being in this moment, that you feel safe and grounded. If your eyes are closed, I invite you to keep them closed. If they're not, again, and if it feels safe and comfortable to do so, I invite you to close your eyes. Just take a moment to check in with your body. Notice any sensations that might be rising up, and you're observing. You're not judging, you're not fixing, you're not changing. You're simply noticing and observing. And if anything, maybe you get curious. You ask the sensation, what is it here to show you, to tell you, to reveal to you? This is how we begin to develop a relationship with our body and the way that it communicates with us about what it wants, needs, and feels. This is how we connect to our intuitive wisdom. And the more we practice this, the more we can integrate that wisdom into our decision making. It can help to guide us, it can help to ground us. So continue to check in, maybe do a scan from the bottom of your feet, sweeping up past your ankles, through your legs, past your knees, into your hips, thighs, abdomen, to your chest, shoulders, neck, face, your head, your back, your arms, your hands. Just checking in and noticing, giving yourself the space to listen to your body. Now, as we settle in, I want you to think about a time when you were confronted with uncertainty. Maybe you were entering a new phase of life, moving to a new place, starting a new job or new school, or new relationship. Think about a time when you were confronted with uncertainty. And notice how you feel in your body when you picture that time. And again, this is not about judgment, this is about awareness and observation. What comes up when you're confronted with uncertainty? How does your body respond? And what do you think that means? Do you tighten up? Do you lean in? Do you feel light? Do you feel tense? What do you notice? Where do you notice it? Is it in your front body, your back body, your extremities, your core, your chest, your throat? Where does uncertainty live in your body? And how does it feel? What is it communicating to you? And then, what do you want uncertainty to know? Perhaps it is telling you to wait. It's not time. You're not ready. Or stop. It won't work. They don't care. Or hold on. You can't do this. It's too much. What is uncertainty saying to you? And then what do you want to say to uncertainty? Perhaps it is telling you you're not ready and you want to say, but I trust myself. I trust myself to learn along the way. Perhaps it's saying it's not time or folks won't care. And maybe you want to say, the people for whom this is necessary, true, and real, they will find this and they will say yes. What do you want to say when uncertainty shows up and tries to convince you not to keep going down the path? And as you're in conversation with this sensation for how uncertainty shows up in your body, I invite you then to begin to call into your mind's eye the picture of what is possible when you choose to embrace the uncertainty rather than avoid or run from it. When you hear its concerns about lack of readiness, lack of interest, lack of commitment, whatever it might be trying to tell you, when you hear those concerns and you don't allow them to trigger you, you don't allow them to stop you, you just hear them as concerns, as attempts to warn you of something. And then in that, you choose to say, but I trust myself, but I trust the process, but I believe in the vision, and I choose to keep going. When you say that, when you embrace the uncertainty as a part of the process, and you give yourself permission to navigate it despite not having answers. What version of you shows up in that moment? See yourself continuing on the path. How does it feel to keep going? Perhaps you feel proud. Perhaps you feel powerful. Perhaps you feel purposeful. Maybe you are standing tall. Maybe you're surrounded by light. Maybe you can hear the cheers of the people who support and celebrate your journey. Maybe you can see the people who will be impacted by your choice to see the vision through to the end. Maybe you can feel the embrace of gratitude. Maybe you can feel the push of courage. Maybe you can feel the covering of your faith. What appears in your mind's eye the moment you choose to embrace the unknown? Who is there? How do you look? Where are you? What is happening? As you continue on your journey, keep checking in. Keep noticing and observing. Keep asking and being curious about what these sensations want to communicate to you. Hear them not as evidence that you cannot, but as opportunities to really become intimately familiar with the things that would be stumbling blocks on the journey, so you can make a commitment now to overcome those things. How does it feel to choose courage, clarity, and confidence, even when you don't know all the details? To remember that you're not on this journey alone, and to look to your helpers, to lean on your resources and relationships. And again, checking in with your body, noticing how you feel in this moment, noticing what courage, clarity, and confidence feels like in your body, and whatever other sensations might be arising as you see yourself embracing the unknown. If your eyes are closed, slowly blink them back open. And again, taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Remembering that the space to daydream is a space to reconnect with your agency and with your authority to co create this lived experience that we're all sharing. We're on our unique and individual paths, but this is a collective journey. We are each contributing to the experience that we're sharing as we're all here together right now. So take the energy of this moment, revisit it as often as you need to. Set the intention for how you're going to show up through this next lunar cycle. Stay connected and committed to that intention. Carve out space for the embodied practices that allow you to connect to what it feels like to live out that vision and intention. Give yourself permission to trust yourself and the process and the journey, even when you cannot see the very end. Day by day, step by step, moment by moment, we create what it is we want to experience. We do that by choosing that which aligns with those experiences. So when the uncertainty shows up and we are confronted with the choice to keep going, this is the moment we come back to. The moment that we create in our mind's eye where we see the vision, we believe the vision, and then we choose according to the vision. Over and over and over again until what we see in our mind's eye is reflected in the world around us. This daydreaming practice is for us to share, and it's for you to come back to as often as you need to. Remembering that this is where we get to practice living in the world that we're still building. Thank you for joining me for today's Daydreaming Out Loud session, embracing the unknown. I will see you again next month for the new moon in March, which I believe is on the 17th as well. And so until next time, hold on to the vision and keep trusting yourself to see it through.